Hey, hi, Paranam. Hi, Sanjay, Rajneesh.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, guys. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
How was your weekend, guys? How was your weekend, guys? Oh, that's nice. Hey, good evening, Shubhankar. Okay, hi, guys. So today we'll be starting with the JavaScript intermediate, and this is where the JavaScript war zone starts. Okay, so from here, the concepts are going to be easy, but it will be a bit of confusing. Okay, I'm audible, right, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So from here, there will be a bit of a war zone kind of thing, but the concept will be easy, but bit confusing. Okay, so you have to stick to your instinct as well as the basic definitions of each and every concept. Okay, you have to stick with it. So with that, right, you people will able to I mean clear a lot of interviews because most of the interviews, right, the advanced interviews you will be getting questions around here from here. Let's wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll begin with the session. Guys, tell me frankly whether you people are feeling a bit of confident in terms of HTML, CSS, and the basic JavaScript part. Are you people feeling confident, or you people are thinking like, okay, I should practice more, or you people are thinking we have to revise it again? What is your state of the mind, guys? Please tell me that because based on that, I have to arrange some sessions in order to keep you guys intact.
Hello, sir.
There you go. Right.
Sir, I have confused in geolocation topic, sir. HTML5 API.
Okay, that's okay. Okay. Apart from that,
All topics are understood.
cool. Geolocation is okay because that's an extra topic that we took it in, where I can reiterate it in the upcoming doubt session coming Saturday probably.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Others? See, don't think too much. Give me a straight answer. That's all. Okay. Need to practice a lot. Need extra questions to practice in JavaScript. Need to practice more. I'm practicing. Okay. See, the practice part, right? For JavaScripts, right? I have shared you the previous class. I have shared you guys the question bank of the JavaScript, the theoretical question bank, right? So
Yes,
follow
sir.
that. Follow that. Follow that. Okay, that question bank is very important. Follow that question bank in order to clear the theoretical level interviews. Okay, that is one of the cheat sheet. If you're able to practice all the questions in that question bank, I'm pretty much sure that anywhere the question comes in JavaScript, you people will be able to answer it. Okay, so try to read all the questions, understand it, practice it. Practice means not only reading the question and seeing it. It's like today you take 10 questions, uh, sit in front of the mirror or sit in front of the mirror or stand in front of the mirror and seeing yourself answer the question. Then you people will understand the way to answer a question, right? You have to be a bit of flawless in your answer. You can't start with answer like yeah this and so these things, right? These things, right? These things actually makes makes the interviewer think that you people are not confident enough in your answers. So you have to practice it. Even the way of you are going to answer it or the way you are going to tell it right, you have to practice it. So start practicing from today. Don't leave it. Okay. So even though you know less concepts, you have less amount of knowledge, but you seem confident, and you can prove them that whatever you have done, you are 100% in it. If you're able to prove that, a lot of companies speak with us. Okay, so technical knowledge is around 70 to 80%. Then 10 to 15%, it's all about confidence and attitude. Then other 10% is merely, you can say, it depends upon the situations. Okay, so you have the major part is the problem solving, tech knowledge, and the technical words that you have to use in these answers. Okay, so everything gets covered in the 70 to 80%. Then the other 10% other 15 to 10% goes for the way you're confident, how the way you represent yourself. That's the attitude part. Okay, you have to be very subtle in those interviews. Okay, yeah, I guess that's all for interview Gyan today, and let's move to the today's session. Right, Sarika is ready to go to the session.
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. So, hi guys. So today we have I have come up with the next portion of JavaScript, which is going to be called as JavaScript Intermediate one, because this is going to be consisting of around 11 sessions, I guess. I'll try to finish it. I'll try to finish it off in either 9 to 12 sessions. This complete topic. Okay, this week and next week. That's what I meant. So this is kind of a war zone. So you have to be very, very attentively listening how that is happening, because previous week in doubt session, somebody asked me about how the JavaScript engine works. So that all we are going to start it today from here now onwards. So yeah, so that all things comes here. So please be in it. Okay. Yeah. So today, what we are going to start with is basics of call stack or execution context. The call stack execution context, both terminologies are same. Okay. Shubhankar, not today. We'll be starting ES6. ES6, it will be on Wednesday. If there is a class is there on Wednesday, then on Wednesday we'll be starting. On Thursday we'll be starting. So 26th, how you people have leave, or it is a working day?
Maybe holiday, sir.
Okay. So for August 15, you people had holiday.
I think so, sir.
Yes, sir.
January 26, maybe.
Okay. Let them confirm it from the ATMU side. Okay. So now let's not get into that. So in that case, today we'll be looking into basics of call stack or execution context. Then JavaScript engine, how that is processing this call stack or the execution context. Then we'll jump into hosting, let const, and temporal dead zone. This temporal dead zone is in kind of an hot first word, which a lot of developers today use, but they don't know what that is exactly. Then you have a closure, then function borrowing, call, apply, and bind. There are a lot of concepts here. I'm not going to push all the concepts today itself. I'm going to go slow, because there are a few things that if people to understand how the behind the scenes of JavaScript is working. People understood, then only moving forward it will be easy for you guys. So I'll be going slow today. It's okay. I can manage one more extra sessions in that case if we are not able to cover it up. Okay, don't worry about it. So let's start with the JavaScript execution stack. Okay, so let's come to our code. So we are going to create a new file. So today onwards we are going to follow a new script file. Okay, so that would be called something as JavaScript intermediate.js. Okay, and I'll import that here. I'll comment this, save it. I'll come here and import it. Go ahead and do it. Comment the complete section. Okay, we have included it. Let's keep it as one. Yes, and then we let okay. Let's come here. Okay, so now let's save this. Come to let's close this random videos. Push it here. Yeah, cool. Now let's do console.log lecture 1. Okay, come here, let's inspect this and reload. Yeah, so everything is set up for today's class. Okay, now let's begin. So the very first one that we're going to talk about is called as basics of that is called as basics of full stack. Or the first two topics are barely the same. So let's jump into our code. Okay. So now let's have this and come here. Let's define some. Let's write some code. So let's write a code here. Let's say where num is equal to 10. Okay. And then let's define a function. Let's say test. Okay, and this is going to say let's return this takes a value num. Okay, and this is going to return num plus 1. Okay, now let's come here and let's say where num2 is equal to test of so any doubts in this piece of code that what I have written, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. See, what we have done is we have defined a JavaScript file in which we have defined a variable. Then we have defined a function called test, which will take a number as the input, I mean parameter, and it will return adding one, incrementing it with 1. It will add and return. So here we have called the function, and the function, the return value will be stored in this num2. This is what we have done here. Okay. Now let's come to the code. Okay. Let's come here and reload. See, now nothing has happened so far. We are not able to see any output because we have not consoled it anything here. Okay. Now what we are going to do here is today we are going to look in deep into the thing. Okay. So when in the browser, right? When you people come here, right? So here you can see something called a source. When you inspect and come here, you people will be able to see something called a source. In the source, will be in the right side, right? You'll be able to see these many things. Okay. Here we have scope. Scope will tell which all variables are declared and which scope it is. Then we have something called as call stack. Call stack in JavaScript is like an stack. Okay, let us draw at the same time. So what it happens is we have a stack here. It's like a stack. Okay. In this stack, every time there is some each line you are going to write, right? That is going to come inside this stack. And once if one line comes inside, it will get popped off. And that will be executed by the browser. So this is a stack. This is like a stack. You people know what is a stack is, right? In BSc, people might have heard stack, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, STACK. Okay, so this is a call stack. It's a basically a stack which is used for execution by the browser. Okay, for now just keep this in. Okay, now let's talk about something called as lexical execution unit. Okay, execution unit. Okay, so basically whatever code that you're writing, right, that is basically a lexical unit. Okay, lexical unit. So how that it's a lexical unit. So why we call that as an lexical unit is because it will have the respective variable defined as well as functions defined. Okay, and how to create that lexical unit is when you encounter this code, whatever code we have, right? Let's just copy this code and put it in our notepad. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
in VS Code, you write something like num and number. So they are both the same or different?
No, both are not same.
Okay.
See, what we are telling here is, see, this is a variable. Okay, this is a function. In this function, we have a parameter which is called num. Okay, so whatever value this is a function definition. This is a function definition. In this function definition, whatever parameter that we have defined here, right, that doesn't have any attachment to the external scope. So whatever you see here, right, num, that can be only accessed and used inside these flower bases. Okay, and whenever you're calling this test function, right, to which you pass the parameter, that value is sent to this particular variable. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, you said that in the scope section, it will show the scope of the variable.
Yeah.
Sir,
It will
but
show the scope.
we
Wait.
have created a variable num, but there's no showing any scope.
I'll tell you why. Because it is a global execution. Initially, it is called as a global execution context. Whatever we are seeing here, right? The call stack. Whenever it comes in terms of browser, right? It has the last the first value that gets into this call stack is called as global execution context. Okay, global execution context. And once the program is completed, the execution is completed, this is popped out. So once the call stack is popped out, in that case, there will be no presence of call stack or scope because the program execution is completed. If in case, if I stop the program execution in between, let's say I'm stopping it before it, at the first line itself. Okay. Now I come here and reload. See, now people are able to see inside the scope, we can see global. It's a global scope we have. And similarly in call stack, we have something called as anonymous. This anonymous is nothing but global execution context. People understanding how this is coming here.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
so it means it is only there till the program has not been executed, then it's popped out.
See, what actually happens is global execution is this complete thing, right? This complete value, whatever we have typed here, right? This thing, everything comes under global execution context. And for whenever you encounter this flurry basis, like wherever there is a block, that block will have its own execution context. So for general JavaScript file, all this value will have its own, except this function. Except this function. Let's move this function downwards. Okay. And keep the code here. Okay. So this all these three lines will be executing in global execution context. But this particular function, right? Whatever inside this function will be executing in test execution context. What is the name of the function? That function will have its own execution context. So whatever which is outside the block comes under global execution context. Whichever comes inside the block, each block will have its own execution context. Are you people able to understand what I'm telling here?
Sir, how it is related to stack?
Wait. Stack is something different. First, let's focus on context. Okay. I'll tell you how stack and global execution context are related. I'll tell you that. Don't worry about it. Are you people able to understand what is global execution context and what is an block execution context?
Sir, repeat one more time.
See, whenever there is a block in JavaScript means any function or any kind of any kind of if else or switch case, anything, for loop, which will have open and curly braces, right? That is called as a block. Okay. Apart from block, all the other lines of code in a JavaScript file will come under global execution context. So these things are all in global execution context. Okay.
Sir, that is
And-
also called global scope, right?
Not global scope. This is global execution context. Global scope, execution context, both seems familiar. Okay, but whenever you're talking about global execution context, right, it will appear somewhat like this. I'll tell you how that will appear. So whenever you're talking about the global execution context, right, it is something like this. It is a table, okay, which will have two values. Okay, this is called memory. Okay, and this is called code. Okay, so this is called code. So in this memory, right, whatever thing you have defined, for example, here we have defined num. So what it will do here, it will create a num here. Num, it will create a memory for num, and that will have value of 10. Okay, then we have something called as num2. So here num2 will be created, and that will have the value of it is having a value of the function. Okay, so it will be undefined initially. Okay, undefined. Okay, then we have something called this test. So it will create test. Okay, and it will copy and paste the function completely here. Whatever test value here we have, right? This complete value, it will copy and paste it here. Okay, this is called as global execution context. This is the global execution context, and code refers to all these lines. All these lines are copied and pasted here in the code. The complete codes comes here. So this is called as global. This is called as the execution context, a lexical execution context. Okay, you're getting my point. Whatever I'm telling.
So, sir, this happens just before the program is executed, like just before compiling
Yeah.
it, or like-
Yeah, this happens before execution of the program.
So where does it happen?
Where does it happen? It happens in the browser.
सर
Yes.
सर सफीकुल बोल रहा हूँ सर
Yes.
सर
Yes. Go ahead.
एक बात बोलूं सर आप बुरा तो नहीं मानोगे ना
बोलो.
सर मैं
Your voice is breaking.
थोड़ा खराब था तो ये मेरा दिमाग में कुछ आ नहीं रहा है सर लास्ट
Why?
वीक मैंने 2-3 क्लास मिस किया था मेरा तभी खराब था
Okay. Did you watch
तो
the
ये
videos?
कुछ भी नहीं समझ में नहीं नो
Did you watch?
जस्ट फ्रॉम टुडे ओनली आई एम ऑनलाइन लाइक
Okay.
मैं
So,
कल
Safiqul,
देख लूंगा वीडियो
Safiqul, don't take me bad, because for you, right, I can't stop the class. I can't go back and explain everything. Okay.
अटेंडेंस तो नहीं मिलेगा ना सर
See, I don't know how to react to the situation. I can, after this class, I can talk with people and get back to you on that piece. That is what I can tell you right now.
तो फिर मुझे क्या लीव करके वो पुराना वीडियो देखना चाहिए अभी
Yeah, you sit here and see this for this, right? For this one, this complete class, right? I don't think you have to look into the complete videos there.
सर इसका टॉपिक क्या है सर आज का क्लास का
It's intermediate JavaScript. This is I'm talking about how JavaScript runs in browser.
ठीक है सर ठीक है थैंक यू सर थैंक यू
How about others, guys? Everybody is feeling the same. Nobody is able to understand here.
No, sir, understand.
Okay, everybody is fine, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes,
The
yes, sir.
concept we are getting it.
Okay.
So just a one question, like after the program is executed, this global execution, this is gone then, right? So it's erased, it's out of the
Yeah,
memory.
yeah.
then?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll tell you what actually happens. So this is the global execution context, GEC. Okay, this comes into the call stack. This is the call stack. So this is pushed into the call stack and it will execute line by line. So what it will do is once it comes to the call stack, right, it will create the memories in the browser. Okay, then it will start executing the program line by line. That is why JavaScript is a synchronous programming language. Synchronous means line by line. Okay, once the complete the code is executed, right, at the end, what it will do, it will pop it out of the call stack. So that is why when the program completely executes, you will be not able to see any scope or any global execution context in the call stack. Is it clear, guys? Now what scope here? Shaji,
Yes,
you are
sir.
able to relate how this global execution context is coming into the call stack and going out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. See,
After
this is
execution is pop out now. After
yeah.
execution of the code.
Yes, exactly. So see, guys, make this concept very, very clearly, because today in the industry there are a lot of JavaScript developers. There are a lot of developers are there, and I can give you a contract. I can sign a contract and tell you that only 20 to 30% of people will understand how this works. Without the understanding of this itself, a lot of developers are there in the industry. So if you want to be a very good developer, learn this concept. What I'm teaching. Okay. I'm also not sure whether these concepts were taught in other batches or not. If somebody from other batch who has completed JavaScript, whether these things were taught there.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. This was not covered in
Yeah.
the other JavaScript.
That's what I'm telling. This is something that I found a very good resource in YouTube, something called as Namaste JavaScript. Even I learned it from today. I mean, I revised it from today, and I am using the same example from there. Okay, so there's a YouTube channel called Namaste JavaScript. It's by Akshay Shainani. Okay, that guy is very, very well. Okay, that's very popular. Okay, everybody can learn it from there. Okay, even I have also learned more few of the concepts. I know these concepts before coding, but I have learned few of the concepts from him too. Okay, there's nothing wrong in admitting from my side. Okay. Okay, guys. So you people understood, right? How this global execution context is working. Shall I move forward?
Yes,
See,
sir.
guys, please
Yes,
be
sir.
quick in answering. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, now let's come here. So how to identify the global execution context in the in your browser? So there is something called as anonymous, and this anonymous is nothing but the global execution context. So I have stopped the program here. That's why you have a global execution context here. Now I'll keep it something between the sixth line, which is inside the function. Okay. Now I will go line by line. Okay. Now it is now we have see, before going there, if you come here, right? That is n. Yeah. See, now in line number 3, the program has stopped. The line number 3 has not executed. So what now happened was the num value, right? The num variable got now the global execution context is running. So the memory should have created. So for num and num2, for both of them, right? See, you'll be able to see the memory has been created. See, num and num2, both are undefined now. If you go to test, right? If I go to test, right? Where is the yeah, here, see, in test, right? See, the function completely got copied and pasted. The complete function got copied and pasted. So whenever in global execution context, the memory part gets executed. So it will create the memory. So you're able to see the memory, but it doesn't have any values in it. Okay, the num here, num and num2 doesn't have a value. If I go to next line, I'll execute the next line. In that case, let's see what happens. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll go to next line. See, now I have gone to the next line. Now, when I come here and see num, right? Yeah. See, the num got the value 10. The function execution, this is a function definition, so it will be not it is not executed yet, because still the function is not called, it will not get executed. So it has come to line number 9. Here in the num2, we don't have a value because the line number 9 has not executed yet. If I run now if you come here and see, we have one single call stack. Now I'll run it again. Okay. Now see, now this particular code has entered the test function, because here in line number 9 we are calling the test function. So it has come inside the test function. Now people can see here 2 call stacks are there. One is anonymous, which is the global call stack, and here another call stack, another execution context has been created, which is a test. Guys, you're able to understand what's happening here, whatever I have showed till now. If you're not, please stop me here and tell me, because if this is clear, then only I can move forward.
So here,
what's this?
sorry, go ahead.
So what's this anonymous thing? I don't
Anonymous,
understand.
anonymous is the global call stack. Global execution context that we have created here, right? This is the global execution context.
Okay.
Okay. So now, once the program was outside, right, outside the function, right, till that time we had only the global execution context. But once the program came inside a block, so the block here is a test function. So once it came inside the function, it created a new execution context that is called test. Okay. Now see, inside the test, right, we have a separate scope. So local scope where num is created with value 10. Till then we have only global scope. Now once it is inside the function, right, it got like that. If now I rerun the program, right? Okay, I'll rerun the program. I'll run the program. What will happen? It will the test execution context will execute, and it will get popped out of the call stack. See, now it got popped out. I ran the program. It got popped out. Okay, see, it got popped out, and even the local scope also got destroyed. The garbage collector will collect all the garbages which was left out. Okay, so here it again comes to the global context. Now the num2 will have the value because the function has returned the value. So when you come here, you can see the num2 has the value. Now if I again run it, it will complete. Once everything is completed, see here nothing is there. The scope is cleared. The call stack, the global execution context is also popped out because all the execution is completed. So this is how JavaScript runs. JavaScript engine runs on the browser. Are you guys clear how this has happened so far?
सर मुझे एक डाउट है
Yes.
सर, मतलब ये आप कॉल स्टैक पढ़ा रहे थे ना, तो उसके डेफिनेशन के लिए मैंने गूगल सर्च किया था, तो मेरे को उधर ना एक एग्जांपल मिला जिसमें मेरे को कंफ्यूजन है। उसमें ना सर बाबा फंक्शन कॉल हुआ है, तो वो कॉल स्टैक में रहना चाहिए ना, जैसे एक बार कॉल होते रहेगा, तो जैसे एग्जांपल भेजो चैट में।
See, here when we call the function, right, at that time this function was there in the call stack. You getting my point?
सर मतलब वो फंक्शन रिकर्सिवली कॉल होते जा रहा है बार-बार।
See, whenever the function is called again, right, then it will be in the call stack. If once the function execution is completed, it will be thrown out of the call stack. If again the function is called, recursively calling मतलब क्या होता है? First it calls inside the function itself, you are calling again, right? So it will be there in the call stack. You getting my point, Junaid?
सर एग्जांपल जैसे फंक्शन 1 में फंक्शन 2 को कॉल कर रहे हैं, फंक्शन 2 में फंक्शन 1 को कॉल कर रहे हैं।
Yeah, this will be auto calling itself. Don't get confused with the higher, difficult example for now. Just focus on the simpler ones. We'll move forward gradually. Okay. Don't jump into the this thing. Okay, right now. Others, guys, are you able to understand what a global execution context is? what in functional execution context is, how these contexts are created, how it comes to the call stack, how the memory is allocated, what is happening here. Any you people got it? What these things are?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Just one question, like for the like for loop or other blocks, it will be a local scope created, separate scope created for them also.
Yes, yes. We can do that. No worries. Let's see. For let let's go with where I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Okay, and I'll do console.log of I. Okay, I'll save this, come here, and I'll remove this for now, and I'll enable. Now I keep an this, I mean, a debugger here, and I'll just reload. Just close the scope. See, so for now, right, what it happens is in the anonymous one, right? So this particular function had a separate call stack. Okay, but this particular for is not having a separate call stack. It has a single call stack. If I keep on running it again, right, it will go back and again compute. So what actually is happening here is, so whatever variable that you're declaring here, it is present in the global call stack. See, we have declared I here. Let's search for I. We have I outside in the global call stack itself. So in that case, the complete piece of code which is running here lies in the global call stack only.
Sir,
So what if we
global
use
call stack or execution context, sir?
Though global call stack or execution context both are same. The global call stack means the function, whenever there is a function, that means a separate call stack will be separate execution context will be created. Okay, execution context will be created. Apart from functions, whatever code you have, everything will come under global execution context. There is certain concepts which where whenever you have blocks, right, that will be also having a separate execution context. But not let us not rush towards it. For now, you people consider for each function there will be a separate execution context. Apart from that, everything will come under global execution context. Okay.
So this execution context comes in these blocks now, these curly brackets.
Yeah, it comes in curly braces, but for now, a function for the function only it will be separate. For others, it will be same.
तो सर एक सब कोड के लिए एक ही कॉल स्टैक यूज होता है जहाँ पे एक ही ग्लोबल एग्जीक्यूशन कॉन्टेक्स्ट होगा और सारे फंक्शन के लिए अलग अलग एग्जीक्यूशन कॉन्टेक्स्ट होंगे।
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ,
और एक खत्म होने के बाद उसको वो पॉप आउट कर देगा कॉल स्टैक से।
Exactly.
ठीक है
Okay.
Sir, for loops
Sir.
also?
No. Loops will come under global execution context. Yes, sir.
सर एक बार फॉर लूप रन कीजिए ना ब्राउजर में।
हाँ, I have run it. See, if I keep on executing, right, it is not going to change. It is okay. Okay.
मेरे इसमें वो मेरे इसमें हर इसमें चेंज हो रहा है वो, इसलिए।
क्या चेंज हो रहा है?
मतलब जब तक आई की कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई नहीं हो रही है तब तक वो लूप चल रहा है। तो उतने बार मेरा एनोनिमस कॉल स्टैक में उतने बार एनोनिमस आ रहा है।
हाँ, आएगा। See, you have anonymous here, right? If I keep on playing,
Yes.
see, the anonymous is still there. It will be there because the program has stopped, right? Stop. If you remove this 8, right, and if you click on play, it will go on because then only the execution will complete.
Okay.
Anonymous is the global execution context. Okay. 1 minute, guys. Nileshwar has a question. Whatever outside function or object available in global call stack. See, whatever functions, which is whatever things we outside the functions, right? Whether it will be available in global or not, we will discuss in the next topic. Okay, Nileshwar. Okay. So yeah, guys. So now, are you people clear with the basic? What is the call stack and what is the execution context? How the execution context come inside the call stack? How it executes? How it creates memory? How it the line by line execution happens? Then how it is thrown out of the call stack? ये वाला पूरा, I mean this process, it's 100% clear, right?
Yes, so
Yes.
just one question about the creation of memory. It is created inside the browser window, like for the
Yeah,
global execution
yeah,
context.
everything will happen in the browser.
Okay.
Nothing. Okay. Okay, guys. Cool. Now let's move forward. Okay. I think we have taken some extra time in this concept, but I hope you people are exactly clear about this. Okay. Now let's take up one more a good example that where we will have two functions. Okay, two functions. I wanted to this example to happen because I'll tell you why. Okay. Now I'll have a copy. I'll have one more copy of this. One. Okay. So let's have num3. This will be the num plus. Okay. Fine. Now let's save this. Now why I have created because when you're drawing this global execution context, right? This global execution context, in that case, right, you have to there should be something very big. Okay. So actual diagram of the global execution context will look something like this. Okay. Sorry for my drawing, guys, because I have to draw it in the pen drive. Memory and code. Okay. So here we have a num2 and num3. Okay, three values we have. Okay, so let's have num, which will have the value of 10. Then you have num1, which should be undefined. Okay, and you have num3, which is going to be undefined. Okay, then we have test1 function. Okay, and that is going to have the complete function with it. Then we have test2 function, right? Okay, so in this code, right, this code will have the regular code, and with that it will also have the execution context of the function. We have two execution contexts because we have two functions here. Okay, so this will be memory and this will be code, and this will be memory and this will be code. Okay, so here we have something called as num, which will be undefined, and here also we'll be having something called as num, and which will be undefined. Okay, so why we have num and undefined here? Because in this test1, right, we have a variable called num, which is initially going to be undefined. Here, even in test2, we have the same variable as num. These both are not same variable. These are internal variables. So once the execution of test1 completes, the num will be removed from the memory. When test2 is executing it, and then newly num will be created. Okay, so this will have num, and this will have the function code. Okay, so this is how the global execution context will look like. Okay, so this is called as variable environment. In JavaScript, this is called as variable environment. Variable environment. This everything, because here all the variables are defined with the key and value. So this is called as key, and it will have a respective value to it. Okay, this is called as variable environment. Then this is called as thread of execution. This particular thing is called as thread of execution. Okay, these are key terminologies which you have to remember for your interviews, guys. Okay, So this is called a spread of execution. You can see every time one line is only executed in JavaScript. That is why JavaScript is called as a single-threaded language or a synchronous language, synchronous executing language. Okay, so this is an important these in this particular diagram, right? You can get at least 5 to 6 interview questions. If it is a very good company, they will definitely ask at least 1 or 2 questions from here. Okay.
Sir, why number is undefined? Can you please repeat?
Okay, the number here, it is undefined because see, initially we have a value here which gets assigned, but for this, right, it has to execute the function. It has to execute the function. So in this execution of the function, it involves a new execution context. So once that execution context is completed, then only this num2 will get a value. So it has some process to do. In that case, initially it will have empty value, undefined value. Got it?
सर num भी
Yes, sir.
undefined होना चाहिए ना फिर?
Number be this is also which one? This one you're telling?
Yeah, line number 3.
Yeah, line number 3. It will be initially it will be undefined. Okay, initially it will be undefined.
Yeah.
But once num3 is executed, you will get the initialization will happen.
Yes.
1 minute, guys. I have few questions in the chat. Dupum, yes, two functions means two execution context. Please edit the function name as okay, yeah. Thank you, Preeti. It should be 1 and 2. Sorry. And then you have non-blocking IO. Shubhankar, what is that? Non-blocking IO? Okay. So is everything clear in this case, guys, in terms of how JavaScript runs on the browser, how memory allocation happens, and how things are executing? The behind the scenes, you people might have thought, right, line by line it is executing, it will be simple. But now you feel how how the confusing JavaScript is becoming.
सर वो ड्राइंग बताओ ना जो बनाया था आपने.
Yeah, this one.
Yes, sir. बस हो गया.
Okay. Screenshot किया क्या?
हाँ sir.
Okay. Cool. Now let's move to the next type of concept called hoisting. Okay. Let's jump in there. So let's remove one function at least for now. Okay, and let's remove this. Let's come here and type yeah. Okay. Let's call the function here console.log of test1. Okay, and I remove this and I'll define it somewhere here down. Okay, now this particular concept we have initially we have discussed in the class, but at that time I have not told you that this is a hoisting concept. So do you people remember whenever when we talked about where, let, and const in JavaScript in second JavaScript basic lecture, I told you whenever you define where, right, it will get accommodated in the global call stack. It will be present in the global call stack here. Numbers, it will be present in the global call stack with undefined value, even though it has been not been accessed. Okay, so let's comment this. Let's talk about a simple code here. Okay, let's talk about a simple code. Okay, I'll do console.log of num. So num is defined after in the 11th line, but in 10th line itself, I'm trying to access it. Okay, so now I'll come here and just reload again. Okay, I have the code here. I'll stop the execution here and I'll reload. Okay, now see in this right, if I go and search for num, right, num is present. Even though the program has not reached the line number 11, you'll be able to see num is present in the global call stack. And we know how it has come there. It has come through what kind of context execution? global context execution. Correct.
Yeah.
So why it is undefined here? Because the respective variables memory is created, but no value has been put inside that memory location. So that is why we are not able to achieve the value here. But if I run this program right, in the output I'll be getting undefined. The reason is whenever you're accessing the num, initially we are accessing the num before it is getting defined, before the initialization. In that case, we will be able to find a memory location called num in the browser, but it will not have any value. It will have the initial value, default value of undefined. So that is why this particular program is not throwing an error. We are still able to find the memory location. And this particular concept is called as hoisting. Hoisting is a concept where all the declaration of the variable and the functions are moved to the top of the program such that the defining of the respective function or the function or the variables happens in the browser. Memory locations are created, but it has a default value. If it is a function, it will have the value of the function. The complete function will be there. Let's consider that also. Let's, for example, if I this thing, right? Okay, and let's have a very basic function, not this. Let's have a very basic function. Let's say function test hoisting. Okay, I have a function here which has let's say return hello. Okay, fine. Now here I'll try to access that function in the console log. So I'm consoling log the function directly. I'll consoling the function directly. Okay, function insert and I'll come here and reload, right? See, now we have test hoisting here. And test hoisting, if we come here and check, look for test hoisting in the global call stack, right? We will have the respective function. See, we have the test hoisting with the respective function name. If I run this and come here, check, see, once I printed the test hoisting, it has printed the complete function. Once I have tried to print the test hoisting variable, see, it has printed the complete function. So this is called as hoisting, guys. Okay. In this case, there is one more typical case here where I can assign a function to a variable. What I'll do variable test, which is equal to function, let's say x. Okay, x, and I'll have return as test x says hello. Okay, now I have test here. Now I'll also try to console that particular function here, test. Okay, sorry, test variable here. Let's give test where. Test where. Okay, so what I've done here is I have a separate function here. Now what I'm doing here is I'm assigning a function to a variable. Okay, in this case, let's see what happens. Let's reload here. Okay, let's check for test. See, we have test hoisting here. In test hoisting, we are able to see the complete function value. But in test where we are seeing undefined. Even though the test where is holding a function's value, it is treated as a variable. This test hoisting is treated as a function. So whenever you are defining a function as just function, in that case, you'll be able to find the complete definition of the function in the global call stack. But if you're assigning the same or different function to a variable, that particular variable is considered as a variable only in the call stack. Did you people understood what a hoisting is and how the hoisting is happening? How the functions are hoisted? How the normal variables are hoisted? And the combination of variable as well as function here. Any doubts here, guys? I know people, this is a little bit
So-
confusing. It is going above your head. Please ask doubts so that only Yes. One at a time.
So global execution context and there's a test hosting. Both are same, right? Almost same.
See, hoisting is the concept of declaring the variables. I mean, declaring the functions and the variables initially, creating the memory location, everything will be done. So global execution context is a structure. Hoisting is a way of defining the memory locations of the variables initially. Getting my point?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
And-
1 minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the difference between like variable, if we use the var keyword, then the hosting is like the variables are initialized to undefined, and for the function itself, the values are there. It takes the whole function can be accessed, right?
Yes, exactly. But if you assign a function to a variable, that will be considered as a variable only. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, Shajia, you can come again.
Yes, sir, I'm saying this how it is different. GEC is a structure, so it's showing the complete thing. Like it will come, then execute, and it will pop out like a stack.
Yeah. See, I'll tell you what we have. See, this is the GEC. Okay. So here this memory part is there, right? This memory part. Before execution of this code, if the memory part goes first, and that rule is called as hoisting.
What, sir? What it's called?
That rule is called hoisting. Means first read create the global execution context. In the global execution context, find what all the variables and functions are there. Create those memories. This memory creation is happening, right? That
Yes, sir.
rule is called as hoisting.
Hoisting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And why we call it hoisting? Because even before defining it, we can access a value in JavaScript. That peculiar concept is called as hoisting. Okay.
So
Right.
what it's called? Hoisting.
Hoisting. This is called hoisting.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So now we have looked into something called where keyword. But we also know there are 1 minute. If we use let, then it's Shubhankar, I'm coming to that now. Exactly, I'm coming to that point. So till now, we people have looked into something called as where. Okay. Now it's our time to look into something called as let and const. Let and const were newly developed and released into JavaScript. Okay, as part of ES6 concepts. So let's see what happens. Let's define where num1 equal to 10. Okay. Then we have let let's keep it in the top of the global. So we'll take A1. We will do A2 where. Okay. Then we have A2 let. Okay, which is equal to 20. Then we have const. Okay, let's try this first, and then we'll go to const. Okay, now I'll do console.log of where value a1 where is, and consoling the a1 where. Then I'll do it for a2 let. Okay, let. Okay, so this is called as a1 and a2 we have defined, which is its first one is defined through a where keyword, and another one is defined through an identifier is defined through an let keyword. Okay, now let's come here and let's remove this, play this, and come here. Okay, I'll just reload here. See, for a1 it has printed the undefined value, because before initializing itself, I mean declaration itself, we are able to access the where. But for let, right, we have something called as reference error. There's something called as we got the reference error. Why did we get the reference error? Okay, let's see. Let's debug that particular thing. Okay, now I'll stop this program here and reload it again. See, now in the global call stack, we have a1 where, which is undefined. In the local another execution context, we have something called as a2 let, which is also undefined, but still we are getting the error. why we are getting the error is, the reason is both A1, both where and let, both are getting hoisted. Both are getting hoisted, but where is present in the global scope, and let and const both will be present at a place something called as temporal dead zone. That is called as temporal dead zone. Why let and const are present in the temporal dead zone, and what is temporal dead zone? Let's see what a temporal dead zone is. Temporal dead zone is a location in the memory where the memory location will be created, but it is not accessed till it is initialized. So the browser doesn't have access to access that particular memory location till that particular memory location gets a value to it. Once it gets a value, then only the memory location comes out of the temporal dead zone. Okay, so that is why let and const are hoisted. Let and const are hoisted, but being present in temporal dead zone, let and const are not able to access. We are not able to access. That is why we are getting a reference error. Did you people understood what I said here, guys?
So then hoisting is not done for let and const.
It is done. It is done, but we are not able to access the value. Okay.
Sir, I have a slight doubt about this one. Just want to clear
Yeah.
it. Like I read somewhere, like I read an article, so it said both are hoisted, but since the reason we cannot access it is where. With the where, it is initialized to undefined, but for the let and const is not initialized till the execution. That's why
Yeah.
it throws an error.
Yeah, the reason is it's not about initialization. See, let got a value as undefined. It has a value. The reason is it is present in the temporal dead zone. That in the if a particular value, a memory location is in the temporal dead zone until and unless it don't gets a value. Value in the sense not undefined until it's a proper value. Proper value doesn't it gets it, it will not come out of that particular dead zone. So in that case, the memory, the browser will not have an access to, doesn't have an authorization to access that value.
Yes,
Okay.
so here, sir, the global one is the Windows scope, right? Global scope. What is this
Yes,
script? Is the script
Okay.
is the local scope or something?
This is like an you could say that it's kind of a local scope or something, which got created for this particular piece of file. You could say that. Okay.
Right.
So
Any
this is
doubts in-
temporal dead zone, no? This
Yeah.
script is
not the script is temporal dead zone. The A2 let is there. That is present in the temporal dead zone. Okay. Rupam, this is not a separate storage. This is also, this memory locations also lies inside the browser only, but it is not accessible. That's all. Okay. Did you people understand the let const and how they are hoisted and why we are not able to get the value?
So why it's not showing undefined, showing reference errors?
Yeah, that is what I'm trying to say till now. The reason it's not able to access the memory locations because it is present at a place called temporal dead zone. It's a dead zone. Nobody can enter it until and unless the let and const defined variables, variables don't get a proper value. Till that time, it will not come out of the temporal dead zone. See, now I'll just have a I'll stop the program. Okay. Now see, it has okay. 1 minute. I'll just comment this. I'll move these two lines to bottom of this. Okay. Now, if I come here, yeah. So I'll stop the program here. Here. Okay. Now I'll come and here. See, now A2, which is present, A2 let is present in the temporal dead zone. Okay. Now I'll move to another, we'll move forward. See, now I'll move to the next line. I'm in line number 29. See, A1 where got the value. Now A2 let doesn't have a value. It is still undefined. Okay. Once I surpass that line, right? Surpass that line. See, A2 let got the value. So once it got the value, it comes out of the temporal dead zone area. So now the browser will be able to access the value from that particular variable. So if I go here and run right now, see, I don't get any error. I'm getting the value of the let. So that is the reason that is the reason why we are not getting undefined for let and const. We are getting error, and this is how we can get the value for let and const. After initialization only, we will be able to get the value. Are people
So
understood?
then we when we execute the values, only then it come out of the dead zone.
Yes, once it gets the value, once the respective line in the code which gets which says that store this value in this particular let or const based variable identifier, once that particular line got executed, then only it comes out of the temporal dead zone.
Yeah, so okay.
Yeah. Guys, whatever we will learn so far till today, right? This is a very what do you say? Very important concept, and the people who worked with me in Honeywell, right? Even in Honeywell, few of them even didn't know these concepts. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. Knowing these concepts is like a very big plus point for many people. Guys, don't take me wrong. I'm asking this. The people who are in the previous batch, like this temporal dead zone, the why this hosting doesn't happen for this and that. These things were taught or not?
No,
No,
so
sir.
not in much depth. Like you got, they just so like let it, you'll get a error and then this one, but not covered in such depth.
Okay. So I don't know whether this is there in syllabus or not, but I'm covering. Anyhow, it's good for you to right.
Sir, in all the interviews, I think this will be asked. Like most of this, so it's important.
Yeah, definitely this will be asked. These people, these things are kind of important questions. That is why Akshay Shanani's videos become so viral, because most of the interviews these questions are asked and nobody was able to answer it. Okay. Anyhow, let's jump into the next concept, which is called as closure. Okay, I'll stop here and I'll ask you guys to implement whatever we have so far done. Okay, implement these code, whatever we have done so far. Please check it in your browser. I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes. Please do it. See lively in your browser. Do these things in your desktop, computer, laptops, and let me know whether people are feeling comfortable with these concepts or not. Shakil, you are there?
यस सर.
कुछ मतलब थोड़ा समझ में आ रहा है, थोड़ा बहुत कुछ भी?
हाँ सर, थोड़ा आ रहा है सर.
See, feel free to contact me whenever you are facing problems. Okay.
Sir,
Try to look into the videos. Okay. Take some time tomorrow. Look into that videos. Learn everything. Okay. Then if you have doubts, you can ping me separately. Okay.
ठीक है सर. थैंक यू.
Sure. अरे कोई problem नहीं. Subhash, I can tell you. Okay. See, the difference between let, where, let, and const in const tab. where is an type of declaration of variable which refers its value to the global scope. Let and const is in the local scope. Okay, block scope. Let and const are block scope. Whenever both all the three are hosted, but where is hosted and we are able to see the undefined value. But in case of let and const, they are hosted, but initially they are present in the temporal dead zone. Until unless let and const gets a value, they won't come out of the temporal dead zone. So this is the difference.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. No problem, no problem. Guys, any doubts so far in the class, whatever we have discussed so far? Ashwati, Dharam Singh, Gangareddy, Himanshu, Baralam, Kanu, Sabir, Junaid, Nileshwar, Nitin, Pradeep, Prag, Preeti, Rajneesh, Ramanil, Rupam, Safikun, Sapna, uh, Saurabh, Shajia, Shivankar, Shiva, Subhash, Swapnil, Saurabh, Amanjot, and 1326. Sorry, if sorry, I don't remember the name again. No, I'm just asking. I'm just calling out each one of you to check whether you people understood this or not. I'm not taking attendance for that.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling each one of you because nobody is telling me that you people understood or not. Only few has told me.
सर जैसे आपने जो कोड लिखे उस पे जाओ ना 2 मिनट
हाँ, कोड पे
सर पहले अगर लॉग कर रहे मतलब कंसोल लॉग ऊपर था वो तो जब A1 वैर लिखा है तो उसकी वैल्यू असाइन है तो उसने कुछ नहीं किया मगर A1 लेट के टाइम पे उसने वो दिया मगर A1 लेट की भी तो वैल्यू असाइन है ना
A2 let me.
यस
If these two statements are in the top right,
यस
both of these values will be hoisted. That is for sure. But
यस सर
for where, right? Where से जो declare करते हो ना, जो declare करते हो ना, that will have an undefined value, which will be accessed because it is present in the global scope. But whichever you're declaring with let, right, that particular value, memory location is present in temporal dead zone when it is hoisted. Okay.
Okay.
और temporal dead zone क्या होता है? मतलब एक zombie type का होता है. उसको मतलब जान भी नहीं होता है और वो मरता भी नहीं. So it is not accessible. It is not accessible. जब तक you don't give it a value. Once you give it a value, it becomes live and comes out of the temporal dead zone to a good memory location where the browser can access it.
समझा सर
Okay, guys. Yeah. Okay. So shall we move to the next concept, guys? Next concept will be little bit of more confusing. So you people have to be very attentive. Okay. If you want, I can give you 2 minutes of break and we can start. Okay. But it's a bit of more confusing than this, so try to keep things in yeah. Okay. Cool. The next one is something called as closure. Okay. Closure. Okay. Closure is like then closure is like so till now we people have learned something called as execution context or lexical context. Both execution context or lexical context both mean same. Both mean same. So now in whatever function that you're going to execute will capture the current execution context of that function in which it is. Hello, is it clear, guys? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
I got a notification that your internet is going went down. So that's why I asked you whether my voice break. Still, it is voice breaking.
Yes, a little bit breaking.
Okay, let's just give it a minute. Okay, give it a minute. Okay, speed will be another. Sometimes this is happening. This test now. Speed. Guys, is it okay now?
Yes, sir. We can understand. It's fine.
Sometimes, right? I don't even after fixing. Let's look into it. Closure is a concept where the function which you are defining, right? As you see in the okay, still breaking, Saurabh.
Now clear. Sir.
Oh, cool. So, so what happens here is, here we see here, right? It's an example where we have a function inside a function. Let's define a simple function inside a function. Then then I'll tell you what that is. So we have function, let's say x, okay, and I have something called this where 10, let's say where a is equal to 10, okay. Then I have one more function inside that function y, and which is going to let's consider return. Okay, let's consider return. Here I do console dot log of where b is equal to 10. Okay, b is equal to a plus 1. Okay, then console dot log of b. Okay, and I will call the function inside that. Okay, and I'll call the function x here. Okay, so any doubt in the code, whatever I've written here, guys?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Cool. What it happened was, so we have a function inside that we have one more function. So this function is defined inside the x function x. Okay, so now what happens is I'll call line number 40. This will call line number 31. In 31, it will create a separate execution context. In this execution context, we will have a and function y. Okay, so the value it has, right, a equal to 10, right, that will go inside the function y. And why the value here, when the function y is called here, right, we have a here. Okay, a here. Okay, so this a will get the value from the outside function y, the level inside. Okay, and that is called as closure. Closure is the function combined with the execution, the lexical scope of the function definition present is called as closure. It's like a bond created between definition and the respective execution context nearby it. So always the execution context refers to the function definition place. So the value of a is referred from here, line number 30 here, and reload my screen, right? Okay, see, I'm getting answer is 11. Okay, if in case, if I'm going to modulate the value here as a equal to 100. The output of this particular code, guys.
101.
Anyone? Okay. Any other answers for this particular code?
11.
11. Okay. Okay, let's see the output. So the output will be 101. The reason is most of time how our brain thinks is here it is a equal to 10. So the value here would be 11, 10 here. That is not how it works. This function, this piece of code will not execute initially. The execution will happen like this only. It will be a equal to 10. Then a's value will be updated to 100. Then y is called. Then only y is called. In that case only, this piece of code will get executed. Till that time, it will not get executed. So when y is called, at that time, the lexical unit, the lexical context or the execution context has a value a equal to 100. That is only used by the function y. That is why the value is 101. So this is called as closure. If people understood what closure is now, are you people able to get it, or still you people have doubt?
So can you tell how this function is executing?
Okay. See, what happens is in line number 41, x is called. Okay. So it will come to its definition. So where is the definition? It will come to line number 31. It will start executing it. It will create a memory location for a, which will store value as 10. Okay. Then it will have a y variable which will have the complete function itself. Then it will execute a equal to 100. It will not execute this line because this is not called yet. It will just create a variable called y, a function variable called as y. Okay. Now it will update the variable a with 100 value. Then it will encounter
So-
y is called. So y is yes, Aisha.
So I'm telling ki defining means hoisting this function. Just it will just hoisting this function. When it called, then it will execute.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever a function is called, then only it will get executed. So here only we are calling the function. So whenever you are calling the function, it will take the complete executing context with it, with itself. So in that case, what happens? Y is going to execute. It is going to have a separate call stack, right? But this particular values these values, right? That will be also will bind it with y, and that is called as closure. So all the functions in JavaScript will execute with its respective execution context. Outside that, so we have a function. Outside that, if there is an execution context, that is binded with the respective function. So outside this function y, we have an executing context which has a equal to 10. Then which value got updated to a equal to 100. So that is closured with y. So that is how this closure concept works. So this is called as closure. Any doubt, guys, in terms of closure?
Is it should be like only the immediate like above function, sir, or it can be found with any?
It can take layer of values. Okay. If for example, if I have one more function here, let's say let's say function z. Okay. Inside this, and I'm going to have what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do where c is equal to b plus 1. Okay. And here I'll do console.log of c. So instead of this, I'll just remove this. Okay. I'll have this value also, and I'll directly I have this value. So I'll print c comma b comma a. So c is the local variable of the function z. B is a value which comes from the parent execution context, and a is a value which comes from the ancestral execution context. Correct? Are you people able to understand the hierarchy of the functions here, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So this hierarchy is called closure.
No, this hierarchy is not closure. The way to access the variables present outside its own execution context or the nearby execution context is called as closure. Okay. This is just an hierarchy. Okay. See, now I have here, and I have to call the function z inside this, right? So I have to call z Okay. Right. So come here and reload. See, now I have got all the values. A is 100, B is 101, and C is 102. According to our code, that is correct. So even A is passed to function Z, right? It's almost the third level. Okay, but still we are able to see it. So that is how the closure works. The closure is nothing but a binding of function and the execution context where the function definition is present. That is called as closure. Any doubts here, guys? This is an important concept in terms of interview. Okay, that is a typical question which has been repeatedly asked in lot of major companies interview. In Walmart, even I got when I was attending Walmart interview, I got this question from question. That we will discuss in fourth class, I guess. I guess in the fourth class we'll be discussing about set timeout and set interval, where we will learn how this closure works in terms of set timeout and set interval. Okay. So yeah, are you people able to understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But
So please
इसमें
explain it one more
multi-level
time.
One at a time, guys. Please.
इसमें multi-level inheritance आ रहा है ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे.
See, I can get it. You people think like that, but that is not the exact way. Please don't tell these words in interview. Okay.
Means एक parent class है, parent function है, फिर उसका child function है, फिर उसका child function है, ऐसा हो रहा है.
Yeah, exactly.
सर एक और क्विक रिव्यू दो ना क्लोजर का.
Okay, see, closure is something from where it will access the values from the respective. So closure is nothing but a binding of the function definition and the execution context in which the function definition is present. Okay, so it has what it does is whatever function is going to execute, right? That particular function's function definition, on top of that, whatever variables it is there, whatever states it has been defined, that is copied and sent to the function itself so that it can be utilized inside. Okay, so let's convert this into let and see whether this works or not. Okay. So let us a block scope. Okay, that is block scope. So if I come here and reload, see, it still works. So this means these values which A, B, C we had, right? These values were not taken from the global scope. It is taken from the execution context only. So this proves that. Okay. Nilesh, is your question answered?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Great. So yeah, guys, please try this out in your respective desktop, laptop, or computers, and let me know if you people are able to do it.
Sir, instead of A, we can, if you change value of B, suppose we put B is equal to 100, and what will happen, sir?
Okay. If you put B equal to 100 here, right?
Not here,
Let's-
after function.
After which function? Here.
No, where we have put the value A is equal to 100. There, sir.
Here.
Yes.
We will be not able to access that, right? B, right? Because B is not present inside this function. This is present inside its child function.
No, if we have to call B, then
If you have to get B outside outside of function Y, you'll be not able to get it. Because this is a local scope.
yes, sir.
Say,
I did this, that doesn't working, that's why I call you.
Yeah.
That's why, right.
Oh, okay, you're testing me whether I know or not. Okay.
No, actually, why isn't working? That's why, let me know.
No, I got it. I was just joking. Okay. That will not work. It is only inward, not outward.
So what is the definition of the closure?
Okay. You want a definition? Here you have. It means the functions are executed using a variable scope that was in effect when they were defined. This variable scope is nothing but the execution context. So always remember, it only refers to the execution context for the variable scope when it is defined, the definition, not when it is called. Okay.
So it's not getting clear like completely.
What doubt do you have here? Shagir, tell me. Where you
explain-
think where you think you're missing out?
So explain it again, please.
See, what we have done here is whenever we are defining a function, right? X, we have a function. Let's not go for multi-level. Okay. See, when we are calling the function y, right, inside function x, okay, when you're calling the function y will be called here. Okay. But what happening here is the a value, from where it will get the a value, it has to get it from somewhere. It should have given undefined because that is present inside the function. Inside the function only we are accessing, right? But this a value comes from the executing context of the place where it is defined. So it is defined here. So the executing context of this particular function is this particular block. So if it will check whether this a is defined in this particular block or not. If it is present, it will take that value. So that is called as closure.
So it will check it is again defined or not. It will
It
take
will
the
check
final.
whether it will check whether a is defined or not. It will not give here. It will not tell a is undefined because a is defined outside the function. It is present. Right. That is why it is able to take the value.
Yeah, sir.
If you are still unclear, let me know. I'll explain.
No, sir, fine now. Got it.
Okay, guys, please implement this and try out this example. Whatever I have showed it here, right? In the I have put a code here, right? Please try out this example also in your respective desktop, laptop computers, and let me know if you people have done it successfully or you're facing any problem. Let me know.
क्लास होस्टिंग क्या रहती है?
What?
क्लास होस्टिंग
Class hosting. I didn't get your what are you saying?
ये तो फंक्शनल होस्टिंग हुई सर और क्लास होस्टिंग क्या रहती है?
Where the class is hosted, where you have a constructor function and that is hosted.
Can you give me one example?
Okay, wait. Let's finish this and I'll come to that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
सर कोड दिखाओ ना.
Which one? Yeah.
So can you explain this example?
Okay. Okay. Cool. Simple. See, we are calling the function make counter. Okay. Okay. We are calling the function make counter. Once the function is called, it goes to the function definition. In the function definition, we have a variable declared something called as counter. Okay. Then we have a function. Then what we have done is we have returned a function. We are returning the function here. Returning the function. So basically, this function is getting returned. So this function is not yet executed. It's just getting returned. Okay. So this counter function will reach here, and it will get stored in this particular variable. Okay. So whenever you are calling this variable, right, this particular function is getting executed. The counter function we are returning here. So that is coming in place, getting placed placed in that particular reference of this particular function is getting coming and deposited in my counter. So my counter is nothing but counter functions alias. Okay. So whenever you're calling this my counter, right, this is executing counter function. So when you're executing this counter function, right, it is returning incremented value of the counter. So what is the incremented value? Where is this counter coming from? It is coming from the counter functions execution unit, which is got binded. So this will check for this counter value on its execution unit. That is counter is equal to 0. It will increment it. So this counter will become 1. So that is why the very first time here the value is coming as 1. So when you call the function next time, right, it will execute the same counter function. It will increment the value of the counter. So now the counter value got incremented 1 in the previous step. So now the counter value becomes 2. That is why we are getting 2 in the next step.
Yes, sir.
What is Sazia? Sazia?
Yes, sir.
Can
सर
you
मगर
repeat how the like
log में वेरिएबल नेम क्यों नहीं दे रहे?
If you want to give, you can give, man. That is a choice of coding.
नहीं सर मतलब वेरिएबल नेम के आगे ब्रैकेट ओपन क्लोज क्यों किए? वेरिएबल वो वेरिएबल है ना, फंक्शन थोड़ी ना है.
No. What we are doing here is in make counter, right? In make counter function, right? We are returning a function name. Okay, this is getting stored in my counter. So my counter is nothing but it's basically an alias of this particular function, counter function. Okay, if you call this my counter, right, this variable will have become a function now here. Getting my point?
Yes sir, समझा.
Somebody else was asking something.
Yes, sir. So we are not calling the counter function inside the make counter, sir. Can you explain, sir?
No, I didn't get your question. Come again.
The inside the function make counter, we should call the counter function, right, sir?
Not required. Not required. We are not calling that. What we are doing is we are returning the function itself. So this is returned to the make counters, make counter. Wherever the make counters we have, right, there we are returning this counter function. Instead of calling the function, we have returned the value. So whenever we want, we can call it from there.
Okay, sir.
You understood
Then
the
when-
flow here, right?
So when are we returning to the function, it will call again.
No. When you are returning the value, the value get returned and gets stored in a variable. When you call that variable, that time only the function will get executed.
So then it will execute the counter function.
It will execute the counter function, correct?
Yeah, so then
Because
it will
we are
return plus
returning the counter
counter.
function. Yeah, that is a value. That is why you are able to see 1 and 2 here.
Yes, sir, got it.
So it will return the function like as it is, right, sir?
It will return
Or the
function
value
as
only.
it will send the reference of the function. So
Okay.
basically, once it returns, right, this complete code, function counter name is everything, right? This complete code is sent. So it will have once you print instead of calling the my counter, right, you try printing my counter, just my counter without having this parenthesis. You will see this complete counter function present there.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So if you define a variable globally, in that case you can access it anywhere. So
We can access in inside a function also. If we
yeah, you
define
can,
outside the function.
yeah, you can. That is called closures. If you define it
Okay,
globally, you have a function defined globally, you can still access it. That is also closure, right? Yeah, guys. If everything is okay. See, I got one more topic to cover. Shall I cover it or shall I hold it for tomorrow? Because I know today we have covered a lot of things which have gone inside your mind. I don't want to rush you guys, but if you're okay, I can cover the next concept.
So next class, please.
Are you sure, everyone?
यस सर बिकॉज ये ज्यादा हो गया
Really, people are telling or class, you want to end the class. That's why you're telling this.
नो नो ऐसा नहीं है सीरियसली
Cool. No problem. I understand. That's why I asked this question. Okay. Let's go to the MCQs, guys.
So we are also having test month for test this
Yeah, I
week.
didn't prepare. Yeah. Just now I was writing down in my the sticky notes that I have to prepare a question paper. I forgot to prepare the question paper. Tomorrow, then you guys will give me a call and ask me to get the question paper. So tonight I have to prepare it. Okay, guys. You people will not ask for study holidays and all, right? Okay, guys, I'm posting the first MCQ. Please let me know if you people are able to. Please go and try it, guys. That's for 2 minutes. How was the class today? Is that was just kind of exciting? Something new people might have learned on the browser right today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go and answer it. Once you people answer it, then only I create the next MCQ. Only 11 people have attempted the MCQs. Guys, only 30 seconds left. Please go and answer it. Guys, I've created the second MCQ. Please go and answer. You guys have created the third MCQ. Please go and answer. Guys have created the fourth MCQs. Fourth MCQ, please go and answer. Yeah, guys, everybody have completed the. Okay, seems okay. Okay, yeah, Nilesh, for your doubt, right? The reason is when function one is executed, right? In its the function one will be having a execution context. To that particular execution context, the A's value is one. Okay, A's value is one. That is why in the last console log one, console log A, you're getting one. But whenever the function one is called, right, inside that the A's value is redeclared. When it is redeclared, a new location, memory location is created for where A equal to 2. So that is why whenever the function 2 is called, there you are getting value as 2. And outside you are getting value as 1. Both have different memory locations. Rupam, why you are not able to give three? You didn't give three questions. Three questions you didn't answer.
Restart हो गया laptop.
Okay, man. Okay, what you can do is you can tell the attendee guys and raise a ticket for that. Okay, and if they ask you we can't do that, then tell them you can ask Gopi regarding this. I'll let you know. Okay, in that case they ask.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
So,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
so please explain the last MCQ.
Okay, the last MCQ is I was asking. Yeah, the last MCQ what I did ask, yeah, which execution is called to the concept class. So the first at very last, right, the last piece of code is they always comes to the global execution context. That is why it ends with global execution context. TEC.
So which is the first one who get pop out?
See, the global execution context will always be present at the last position. It is the one which comes into the call stack as first and goes out of the call stack at last. Okay. If any block or a function or anything it comes, right, that will be on top of global execution context. That will be popped out first. Then only the global execution context will always the program ends, right. At that time only the global execution context come outside from the call stack. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Can you please explain the second last MCQ also?
What is the second last MCQ?
Um,
Which variable scoping is considered?
yeah, in Closer, which variable scoping is considered?
Yeah. So I have repeatedly told you people in the example, it will always look for where the definition is, not the invocation. Okay. It will always
Right.
look for the definition. Yeah. Okay. Neeleshwar, for your question in the question in the chat. So whenever you are redeclaring to AS2, right here, it will not. The value will get this value right from where it is getting the value right. It is based upon how the function, where the function is defined. It is not about global scope or the variable scope. It is closure concept, whichever question you have sent. So in closure concept, whenever a function is getting executed, it will look for the execution context where the function is defined. Okay, global scope is something different. Whenever in terms of function, right, that rule doesn't apply here.
Right.
Okay, guys, that's all for today's class. Actually, I wanted to cover one more topic, but yeah, I think tomorrow we'll do it. Any doubts or any feedbacks you have for today's class, guys? Anything you have which you want to tell me so that I can explain you guys tomorrow probably.
So that example, the counter one, that have some doubt in that.
Yeah, go ahead. What is your doubt?
I was trying to do it on my system, and it says like when I create that function variable, let var is equal to that function, then it says it's not a function. I get this error. Like when I create var my counter.
Okay, where my counter is equal to make counter. That is what
Yeah,
it is.
yes, sir. It says my counter is not a function. So maybe I'm making a mistake.
Can you copy your code and send it to the chat?
Yeah, sure.
So stacks follows first come last out, no?
Yes.
So that's why the global scope was popped out last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the reason your code is not working is because you are not returning any value from function X. From function X, right, you have to return function Y. You have just called the function Y in the function X. See here, we are returning the counter function. Manju,
Right, sir. Yeah, got
understand?
it. Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I'll create the attendance. Daily, you people ask us. Today, I'm questioning you first. Yeah, guys, I created the attendance. Please go and mark your attendance. Any other doubts or anything else, guys?
सर मुझे तो एक
Yeah, go ahead.
स्क्रीन शेयर करोगे सर?
Yeah, mainly post.
हाँ सर, आपने दूसरी वाली आईडी को 2 से ज्वाइन हो।
Media post. Still not able to see?
Yes, sir.
Not able to make you host for that ID. Goodness, can you drop from that device and rejoin again from that device?
Okay, sir. सर देखो आया।
Yeah, wait.
सर आपको शेयरिंग ऑफ करना पड़ेगा।
Stop.
सर जैसे ये मैं कोड लिखा हूँ इतना था ये। हेलो सर।
Yeah, go ahead. I'm able to see.
सर ये कोड लिखा और इसको अगर मैं रन करता हूँ तो सर script.js में तो पहले इधर मतलब कोड लिख के आ नहीं रहा, नीचे ये रन हो रहा है रिकर्सिवली। कि अगर जैसे script.js पे आए तो मैं कभी ब्रेक पॉइंट लगा के देखूं कॉल स्टैक में कि दोनों है कि नहीं, मगर ये आता ही नहीं
Reason
है।
is wait. Reason is I think it is going into the reason is it is making recursive calls, right? So basically, this is going into infinite loop. That is why browser is hanging.
ओके सर।
अरे भाई देखो, तुम फंक्शन को कॉल कर रहे हो, फंक्शन 1 के लिए तुम फंक्शन 2 को कॉल कर रहे हो, 2 से 1 को कॉल कर रहे हो, ऐसे तुम कॉल करते रह रहे हो। So it's basically infinite loop only, right? There is no stoppage.
Yes, sir.
That is why you're not able to see it in this intelligence. That is why this is telling maximum call size exceeded. That means your call stack, in call stack, right? The function 1, function 2, function 1, function 2, new objects are coming inside it, and finally there is a size limit. And top of that, if it exceeds, it the complete the complete program stops. That is what happened here.
चलो जब तक कॉल होता रहेगा कोड दिखेगा ही नहीं।
Oh, see, this is an infinite loop, man. There is somewhere to stop anything. No, right? Just keep on executing. You still didn't get the concept.
सर मतलब ये एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद इधर स्क्रिप्ट इधर कोड दिखता है, वो पूछने का था।
अरे नहीं यार, उसमें पहले ही दिखेगा। तुम्हारे कोड को देखो, लाइन नंबर 12 है ना, लाइन नंबर 11 पे तुम फंक्शन 1 को कॉल कर रहे हो, फंक्शन 1 के अंदर तुम किसी को
अभी रिलोड कर रहा हूँ ना, देखो रिलोड कर रहा हूँ ना, ये देखो अभी इधर कोड दिख ही नहीं रहा है। और रन हो रहा है.
Wait. Still, you are not understanding what I'm doing. Go to your code in your this one.
Yes sir.
Yeah. Comment line number 8.
8.
Yeah. Comment it. Save this. Go to your browser. Now we're able to see before execution itself.
हाँ sir.
Because it is running in loop, man. तुम फंक्शन 1 को कॉल कर रहे हो, फंक्शन 1 के अंदर तुम फंक्शन 2 को कॉल कर रहे हो, फंक्शन 2 के अंदर तुम वापस से फंक्शन 1 को कॉल कर रहे हो, जहाँ पे वापस से फंक्शन 2 कॉल हो रहा है. तो मतलब कॉल होते ही जा रहा है और रुक नहीं रहा है कहीं भी प्रोग्राम. तो कॉल स्टैक के अंदर तुम मतलब डंप करते जा रहे हो, एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए तुम टाइम नहीं दे रहे हो उसे. तो बस वो एक मैक्सिमम अमाउंट तक एग्जीक्यूट कर पा रहा है, उसके बाद वो एरर थ्रो कर रहा है कि इट इज गोइंग इन इनफिनिट लूप, सो आई हैव टू स्टॉप इट.
अच्छा सर.
दैट इज द रीजन.
समझा सर.
Okay. So I also have problem in my code. Yeah, Parag, what is your problem?
So, can I share my screen, sir?
Yeah, I need you co-host. You can share your screen.
Okay. So, I have made this sum calculator. So basically, sir, it should validate require. I have used required here, but required is not working, sir. Like it should, like it's required the input field, but it's not checking it's empty or not.
Are you able to submit it?
Yes, yes, sir. Like it should show the error, not like it should be required because I have not.
Wait. Required means if the value is not inside that, you can throw an error. Okay. Go to your submit button. Go to your code and show me submit button. The submit button, inside the submit button, what you are calling? You have added a event listener in index like this.
What, sir?
When you click on submit, what happens?
Okay. So here is the code. So it submits. I'm getting value of input 1 and input 2, and then parsing, and then we are adding it, and then just printing the answer.
See, required in the sense, right? So the way you have explained the required concept here is not that much correct. Okay. So required basically, right? Required, whenever you give required, right? That means in a form, if you give required, it will work fine. But you're not created a form here. You're just using a container.
Okay.
Getting my point. So try
Okay.
using a
So
form here and check.
okay. Fine. So like it will only work in forms, sir. Like we cannot use in like
No.
normal inputs, sir.
Normal input also you can use, but I don't think it will be that much a scalable thing. The form,
So is it
form,
like because it's in empty, it's showing this only empty string, maybe
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah. That is why you're getting the first result.
Okay. Okay. So and
Yeah.
one more thing, sir, like that tic-tac-toe, sir, can you like how to make that, sir?
What?
That game, sir, assignment.
Which game you're talking about?
Tic-tac-toe, sir. You have posted the assignment, na, sir?
Yeah, I have posted it. Did you Google it?
No, sir.
Why? Why?
I was thinking like, like no, I was just thinking like how it can work if I can get the thinking. So
Go to YouTube, watch a tic-tac-toe game, how it is working, then start coding. Okay.
okay, sir.
See,
Okay, sir.
I can't. The reason I'm asking people to rely on Google is because when you people go to a job, right, you won't be relying on me. You will be relying on Google. So you need to understand how Google will become a good friend of you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do that. Whenever you have a doubt, whenever you have something in your mind, first Google it. Okay. Nothing wrong in Google.
And so one more thing, sir. Is left and margin left is same thing, sir?
What? Margin left and
Left. Only left,
no.
sir.
No. Both are different. Margin is something which we provide outside HTML element. Okay. And the left is the positioning. The top left corner of your screen is 0, 0, where 0 is for left and 0 is for right. So from there, whatever value you give, it will move towards your screen or up your screen. So left, if you're going to give a positive value, it will move on the left hand side of your screen. If you are giving a negative positive value, it will move towards the right. If you give a negative value, it will move towards the left.
Okay.
Both are different.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks guys. You people have been on the audience tonight. Catch you tomorrow, guys. Bye, guys. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Yeah.